and welcome. I'm Lanre Lasisi and this is your legislative program, The Gavel. I'm happy to have you join me on this very special episode on the week Nigeria celebrates its 57th independence anniversary. Now, how do you think the National Assembly has fared? Well, we'll look at this later in the program. Let's get into our very first report, which looks at the Senate's efforts to fight corruption.
These committees should take these two issues very seriously. They are matters that really go to the root of what we have committed to Nigerians in stamping out corruption, and they must be investigated and the reports brought back to us as soon as possible, and we hope that the quality of the report will continue to meet the standard that we have set in this 8th Senate.
The Senate President encouraging senators to keep on exposing corruption as part of their responsibilities to Nigerians as they resume from their annual recess. This is the focus of two major motions the lawmakers considered in plenary this week. The first came as a point of order. It is on the allegations raised by the Senator Issa Misau against the Inspector General of Police, which had been in the media for 2 months now.
You find that one businessman, maybe oil marketer, you will see him having 30 policemen. If you invite the IG here, he will not be able to justify why one person who is just dealing in oil will have 30 policemen, therefore depleting the ratio that we are even already in shortage of. There is no way you will be promoting people close to you, whereby so many people are there in the rank for 10 years. Somebody will come and stay in the rank for just 3 months because he's close to you, then you will promote him.
He called for an investigation into the matter.
They are undermining the police and thereby increasing the crime. Most of the things that are happening today is because of lack of indiscipline, because of lack of leadership of the police. You see kidnappings everywhere.
I think for most of us, the most important issue is how we reform our institutions and how we fight corruption. The basis of all this started on the issue of whether there were bribery in the issue of promotion exercises and revenue of police. And these matters, I think, are weighty enough and they must be investigated.
An ad hoc committee is set up to investigate the allegations against the police, while the Senate Committee on Ethics is to investigate issues regarding the senator's disengagement from the police. The committee has 2 weeks to turn in its report. Meanwhile, a motion on allegations of corruption against the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Trading Limited is up for consideration. The sponsor is alleging that a policy of the Group Managing Director of Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation is affecting the country negatively.
Aware that since NNPC owns NNPC Trading Limited and the refineries, they also shortlist companies that get allocation of products, lifting of crude oil and importation of products, thus giving undue advantage to the in-house company, even where it lacks the capacity and requisite requirements to do what it's doing today.
He is calling for an investigation into the matter. An addition is, however, proposed.
To include, investigate the allegations made against the GMD of NNPC by the Honorable Minister of State of Petroleum Resources as contained in his leaked letter to Mr. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
The motion is adopted and an ad hoc committee is set up to investigate the matter. The Senate President says the committees set up must carry out their duties diligently as the Senate is determined to stamp out corruption.
How is the executive faring with its implementation of the 2017 budget? Well, that is a question the Senate sought to get an answer to in this report.
The Minister of Finance with other members of the executive team arriving to face a joint committee of the Senate. It's a chance to look at how well the 2017 budget is being implemented, especially as the 2018 budget proposal is being expected.
So we are now 4 months into the implementation of the budget. And it is felt that Nigerians need to know how far we have gone what we hope to achieve, the successes and problems or obstacles militating against the implementation of the budget.
Members of the economic team take turns to lay out their position.
Between January and June, we still had the 2016 budget in operation, and we allowed it to flow unhindered. And in the 2016, under the 2016 appropriation, we released over 1.2 trillion capital, and most of it in the course of this year. It is because of those releases, partly because of those releases, that we are out of recession.
Capital 340.9, and I have circulated a schedule of that 340.9, and we of course successfully completed the Sukuk last week and raised 100 billion, which is to be released this week. So as at the end of this week, we'll be at 440.9.
Strictly speaking, the capital expenditure is to be funded by borrowing. And as we speak, therefore, I mean, the non-approval of, and that's the point the ministers have been making, of the borrowing means that 1.07 trillion naira of funding for the, capital cannot happen.
2 days later, when the report is presented to the Senate, Senate President Bukola Saraki maintains that there is no pending request in the Senate for approval of external borrowing.
There are no pending requests from Mr. President or when he was away acting president on external loans, just for clarification.